Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. On YouTube.
Not that bad of a delay.
2 or 3 seconds.
And you want to play now, Molly, huh? Now we just went live, and you want to play.
Well, it is National Treat Your Pet Day, so I think you kind of have to do what she says.
Whip it out. Come on. I mean, the toy.
I was going to say, we just started, Can we give it the 7 minutes or whatever it takes for them to stop looking at us?
I don't think they do that anymore. I think it's to watch the whole thing now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with the AI that they've got running it, they can scan the whole thing. So yeah, today is National Treat Your Pet Day, so I had to give all the kitties a round of treats before we started. And having eaten those, Ethan thinks that he is going to get into my Danish here. He does not need that much sugar.
I was just laying down because I'm gonna probably need as much sleep as I can get, seeing as I'm gonna be doing a 24-hour thing in here starting midnight.
Yeah. I was actually thinking I probably should have tried to get even a 20-minute nap before the stream.
No, you would have made it. You would have made an hour nap then and missed the stream and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I had to be up early. I had therapy this morning.
And did you cure your doctor? People should know that today is indeed National Treat Your Pet Day. Or is that Eat Your Pet Day? It depends if you're in Ohio, I guess. Anyways, but it is also National Candy Corn Day.
Yay! I didn't get any candy corns, unfortunately.
I was intentionally trying to forget that one.
Okay. I should have gotten some.
I heard. Let's see. What was that again? Now.
The only good use of candy corn is as teeth in a jack-o'-lantern.
Nope, candy corns are good.
Yeah, they're perfectly edible. They're the last thing you want to eat, but they're perfectly edible.
I like candy corn.
They're basically just solid lumps of corn syrup, aren't they?
Yeah, probably. Well, with the food coloring, of course.
I instead got a mixed bag of mini fun-sized chocolates. Of course, for myself mostly.
Did you guys know that it is also National Checklist Day?
Yes. Did you also notice that you had National Checklist Day twice on your checklist?
Well, it's because I failed to check. That's why we have a National Checklist Day.
I'd like this haunted refrigerator here tonight. That sounds interesting.
Hey, now come on, you guys are blowing my routine here.
I was wondering about the haunted refrigerator thing, but I couldn't find very much on it. Although, I could believe that, especially when I lived with my sister, that the refrigerator was haunted by leftovers of days gone past.
We had a refrigerator when I was a kid. That kind of did a kept varying. You could hear the motor going pushing the compressor. And I always thought it sounded like boogeymen.
Yeah,
that it was boogeymen in the basement. Well, it is also, folks, Bat Appreciation Day week. Bat Appreciation Week, where I guess we all get to appreciate Louisville sluggers or small brown bats. One of the two. I didn't get a clarification. And if you're a hairdresser, you'll be happy to know that we haven't forgotten you. It is Shampoo Week. That's important. Shampoo is such a useful thing. Of course, if you're out of shampoo, you can use Dawn dish detergent.
Yeah, you were mentioning confusing the two types of bats. So that got me thinking that could you put sonar in a baseball bat and would that help you with hitting the ball?
Maybe. It also, folks, is now I know that there's a gay pride month, but this is different. This is also LGBTQIA history month. History month, which is also convenient because it works out perfect because today is also text your ex day.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Why would you want to do that?
Because it's history month.
Why would you want to do that?
Yeah. That's the same with me. That I read that one and I was like, why would anyone do that? I mean, okay, either you have an ex that you're still on good terms with and you talk to anyway, or you have one that was not a good parting, in which case why would you ever want to talk to that person again?
Well, maybe because during the breakup you had the upper hand and were drilling it into their head quite painfully, and you want to hurt them one more time.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing I could think of. It was kind of those petty people who would want to send their ex a picture of how much better their new partner is.
And if one is a text, are there two exes?
Well, Twitter is for ex texting.
Well, for the haunted refrigerator thing, we can have the women in refrigerators trope, which is coined by Gail Simone, referring to the Green Lantern comic, where Kyle Rayner and his girlfriend was killed and stuffed in a fridge.
Oh, that's pleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically considered a really lazy trope for writers to prove that the bad guy is really evil. Oh.
You don't know me, but you have a really nice bedroom. I left you someone in the fridge. Here's a text for you.
I don't know if I would like that much. The fridge gets extra cold, and
They just send it to a random person.
To be fair, Jenny,
yeah,
we're coming into the winter season, and in December and January in Minnesota, you might go into the fridge to warm up.
that's true. I wonder if you would put your refrigerator outside and open the door, if it would eventually warm up the outside.
Probably not.
No.
Well, as I understand it, there's a lot of this global warming happening because of running refrigerators.
What are you getting so wound up about?
Because you haven't played enough.
Apparently.
Was that your dog or your pants?
That was my dog, and
okay.
she's got her favorite ball and wants me to throw it repeatedly.
Oh, yeah, and Ethan has just settled down on my leg because I won't let him walk on the keyboard. And we should say hi to the people in the side chat. I see there was Demon Orb and L Trucker and Greg and Ember and Tsunami just came in.
And Ember, you're of course welcome to come up here.
Oh, and Tori Swansinger. This is a new
No,
person.
Swan Seeger.
Yeah, I knew I was pronouncing it wrong, but I couldn't quite get it. Yeah, last night I was in Mark Reed's chat, and when he ended, he threw me into a channel I'd never been in before, which was a woman called DC. So I saw Tori in that chat that last night, and Al Trucker was in there, and he was kind of glorifying me to that chat. So it was a bunch of people I never met, and he was going on about me being a community organizer and these sort of things.
I was wondering if the early attendees of the stream before it started, Demon, Al, and Greg, if they fought it out and determined just who Sweet Pants is. One of them is, so which one is it?
Well, obviously it's the one wearing the edible underwear.
Ooh, you found us out.
Yeah. Now, I never really tried it, but my guess was that edible underwear was like made from like fruit roll-ups or something.
Never tried them either. Wouldn't know.
But how would you sew them? Or just wet the edges and press together?
Well, that's why I was thinking they were like, cut from a big sheet of fruit roll-ups, and like you say, that just the edges were like pressed together and maybe melted a little bit, so they, kind of welded together.
Well, I did come across an anime where a succubus made some girl's underwear into soup for a guy.
I see that Ember has had a dog at some time in her past. As far as the underwear is edible once thing, because dogs will do that sort of thing. I had a dog that would, God, so embarrassing. She would steal my panties out of the wash basket, the pre-wash, the going down to be washed basket,
Mm-hmm.
and she would chew out the crotch.
Yeah.
And that's, you don't necessarily notice that when you wash them and you throw them all in a basket and don't necessarily fold them to put them in the dresser at that time. And then you got to hurry get to work, and you whip out your underwear and, oh man.
Well,
dogs usually go after my socks.
Yeah. But then,
yeah.
then she reduced my budget for, crotchless panties. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, dogs and cats are going to go for the stuff that's got your strongest smell.
Yeah, it'll be my socks.
So, yeah, it's either going to be what comes off your feet or what comes off your crotch, whichever sweats more.
Aww.
You know who won't eat the crotch out of your panties? A cat. Well, why would a pussy eat a pussy? I don't know. It's just
Lesbians.
Oh, that's right. Lesbian cats.
I was going to say Jenny was right and cats were opposed to cannibalism.
That was cute, Molly. She just put her head on my knee. Need to get pat.
Yep.
Now, what was our official day? What today? National Day is today.
National Treat Your Pets Day.
National Treat. Oh, well, see, we're talking about that. Here, have some panties.
I guess we are, aren't we? Yes.
Indeed.
Well, it's something they enjoy. It is a treat to them, regardless of how we feel about it.
Bosch was so funny. She knew she shouldn't be doing it, and when she would steal them. She would bring them into the living room if I'd say I was sitting on the couch watching TV, and she would get this impish look in her face, like nah 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 nah. Look what I'm doing, and while she's doing that, she's with her mouth chewing. And of course, the moment you make a move to get up, the dog is gone, and it's just a big game to them, of course. She was so cute, though.
Yep.
Cat that will eat dental floss. Ooh, that could be bad.
I've run into that. I had a cat eat my hair once.
My sister's cat ate a string of tinsel off of the Christmas tree, and yeah, wound up with just this little silver thread hanging out of her butt.
Oh, jeez.
So
Yeah, that can happen.
my sister's husband figured he had to deal with it, and he grabbed it and just pulled it out because it was like 8 inches long. And the yelp that came out of that little beagle as he pulled that out.
Was this in the days when it was still made out of lead?
No, this would have been in the mid-'80s.
No, that should have been gone by then.
Yeah, no, not lead anymore.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was probably some type of a plastic polymer thing.
When we were kids, we used to think that it was lots of fun to take the tinsel off the tree and chew it and spit it at each other. So I had a couple of years worth of seasonal Eat the Lead Day. Of course, after we stopped doing that, the drooling ended eventually.
Somehow that explains so much.
It does.
When I was a kid, at one point I tried to stir my tea with a glass thermometer, which of course broke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, all the mercury leaked out into my teacup, but I was enjoying the tea so much I drank it all anyway.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
I was not aware at that point of how dangerous mercury was.
No, none of us were. We used to be able to play with it. My mom would bring it home from work and say, "Here, have some fun."
Yeah,
Nobody knew.
I remember we had one of those, Gilbert chemistry sets, and I remember that was one of the coolest things, that there was a little bottle of mercury in there, that you could pour it out, and you had the little puddle ball of mercury on your hand to play with.
And in the real early Gilbert chemistry sets, you used to get a little bottle of radium.
Yep. Yep.
Watch it glow in the dark.
Yeah. We had that set that came with the little Geiger counter.
I never got that set. My mom was too smart. She says, "No, I'm not going to give you guys anything that you can explode."
Well, yeah, I'm sure we can figure out some way of exploding some of this other stuff.
No, we all were happy with the erector set.
Yep. Yeah, Doorknob
Especially my brother Gary. He really liked the erecting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, most guys do tend to like doing that.
Doorknob Head, I have done everything I could to avoid growing up all my life. So.
Yeah, tsunami, that is indeed an issue. I had a friend whose dog, a golden retriever, ate an entire sock, and
Yeah.
it got caught in their bowels, and it happened too fast, and the dog died before they got a chance to deal with it.
Mm.
I've had to take a cat to the vet for eating a couple of elastic hair binders. Same situation.
Which actually was a good life lesson, because I learned that it's okay. It's okay to chew a sock, but don't swallow. So
yeah.
So to this day, I don't swallow.
I have to be careful because when Sammy gets bored, he will steal one of my hair binders if I leave them laying about. So I have to be careful to make sure they go in a drawer where the cats can't get them.
Do you use scrunchies or do you use just the little covered rubber band things?
Yeah, just the little elastic bands with the fabric cover.
It's time to move into a scrunchie.
My hair's too thin. The scrunchie doesn't hold well.
You just have to wrap it around one more time.
So why should I move into a scrunchie?
Because it's a girl thing to do.
Actually, my favorite hairstyle I like to do is one little rubber band on each of the sides to, and then pull those back into the main ponytail and back.
Rubber bands? Oh my God.
Well, just because they're tiny little ones and I can't get elastic binders that tiny.
Well, I hope you don't try to take them out, but you cut them out.
Yeah. Yep, I use like a little letter opener to cut them out. But yeah,
Ugh.
Well, that's the only way that the hair like actually stays together. If I just try to pull it all in a ponytail and back, the stuff in front just starts coming out of the binder anyway and falling in my face and just kind of flying around frenzied. So, Scummer, if you're not busy, why don't you drop in? I put the link in a couple of the Twitter groups.
Hey, what kind of temperatures you getting there, Perp? I know there's a dividing line between us somewhere.
Yeah, we're just in the low to mid 40s today.
Oh.
I've got 87.
Yeah, 87 and buggy.
Yes. In fact, I've been getting a lot of roaches coming into the house since the storm.
Oh, actually, we've gone up a bit. It says we've managed to get up to 52 now.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
Of course, this is probably the peak. This is the hottest part of the day, so the temperature's probably going to start dropping again in an hour or so.
And then there was this one in Mosquito that I for a second mistook for a baby ensign wasp.
Well, see, advantage of Minnesota. We've got no bugs left outside this time of year.
No, they're all inside. Those little Japanese beetles and box elder bugs.
Yep.
They're really crunchy.
Yeah, but the temperature gets down to about 50 degrees and most insects can't fly anymore. They just can't warm up their wings enough to take off.
Where are you, Ember? 84. Holy cow.
But well, Ember's in New York, so still adjacent to the Great Lakes there. And pretty much at about the same latitude we are. Okay, where's the desk at?
Got the grill ready. Oh, man. Oh, like south of the Finger Lakes? New York giving everybody in the world the finger. Zzz.
Well, Ember had said around Syracuse before, and that's pretty much the center of the state of New York. That's where I used to be with my late fiance.
Huh. And all these years that New York City thought it was the center of New York.
Okay, Captive Desk is in Ohio, so again, not very far south of us and still on the Great Lakes.
I don't know what our current temperature is, to be honest. Where did I leave that?
Yeah, well, when you asked me, I was just looking at Weather Underground for that.
Well, it is a perfect 20 degrees.
Oh. Yeah, we've only gotten that cold at night here, not during daylight hours.
That's Celsius.
Oh, Celsius. That's different.
That would be for those who don't care about true science. That would be 68 degrees.
I was trying to do it in my head, and that the 5/9 thing, for some reason it's confusing. Even though I should be able to do fractions, it's just because it's such an off balance fraction. Somehow that one never computes well.
Well, I guess that just shows me you haven't been paying attention. I've lectured on the metric system before, and I have said that in temperature conversion, there's a few base numbers that you just need to memorize, and you'll have a close enough approximation of what the temperature is. And 68/20 was one of them. Well, was the most important because it's one we live in most commonly, or prefer to live in, unless you're in
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, that's basically what most people would consider around room temperature.
Mm-hmm.
I consider
Well,
about 75 a good temperature.
I know at -40 it's the same in both systems.
Correct.
'60s gets a little chilly.
Jordan Pettis saying the 80 here as in I'm 80 years old, but I have a nice grill on my teeth.
Well, I'm 70, but in metric years, I'm 21.
Oh, and TV Tube, hey there.
YouTube has an update available. Oh, that's really kind of warm, Demon. Not many people still alive there, is it?
No,
YouTube.
actually, I think 282 Kelvin is still in the human range.
Oh, I ignored the Kelvin, the K.
Yeah.
And why would
Although,
you name a temperature gradient with a religious philosophical name?
I didn't know it was named after anyone religious. I thought it was named after that little kid with the stuffed tiger.
YouTube did an update, so what they screw up this time?
Who? What? Sorry, I missed that.
YouTube did an update, so what did they screw up this time?
Oh.
I had been noticing last night that my playlists were behaving very oddly when I tried to rearrange the order of things in the playlist.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that it's like I would pick one up and I'd try to, drag it down a few spaces more to the bottom. But when I released it, it would just snap right back to the original place it came from instead of going anywhere.
Thank you, Jen. I was hoping that Purple would have caught that, but missed it completely.
I knew that. I was just making a joke.
Put Jinzu up there again.
Well, Godless Granny was a big fan of that strip. She has said many times that she used to be a Calvinist.
See, I can never figure out if Jinzu's avatar is a oddly shaped goat or a spider.
Oh, I've seen bigger images of it. It's a goat with 4 eyes.
A goat with 4 eyes.
Yep. 2 on each side of the head.
Is this a real animal or just somebody's experiment with
I have
Photoshop?
no idea. No, I'm sure that it's a photoshopped image, but I don't know what the story behind it is, or why Jinzu chooses to be represented by a mutant goat. I have never heard the lore behind it.
Kelvin is hot. Yes, that is very
Okay.
true.
Yeah, Demon Orb saying my avatar is showing wrong on YouTube comments, but is okay in chats. I was also noticing that like when I went to post something, my avatar looked wrong. But if I saved it and I went out and I came back to that and looked at the messages again, it fixed it. So yeah, Jinzu says it's just a CGI pic.
Too bad you could have made a lot of money if that was, your goat and you had a little stand next to the freeway.
Yep. Mostly people have gone through great effort to breed goats that the two horn nubs are close enough together that as it grew they could twist the horns together, making phony unicorns for Renaissance festivals.
You're kind of rigid. How would you twist them?
Well, it's kind of like how you're grafting a tree, that as they grow, you're just kind of like tying them together. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that works with the goats. But hey, look at Mage. We've got our own unicorn here.
Mm-hmm.
Mage is not a unicorn.
What are you talking about?
There is a single horn sticking out of the top of the pumpkin head.
That's not a horn. That's a stem.
Yeah, but due to its placement, it's a horn.
No, it's a stem. It's a pumpkin. Pumpkins don't have horns. They have fangs.
Pumpkins do not have fangs. Jack-o'-lanterns may have fangs.
Is that what happened? Is that what happened to Donnie Boy? He was, when he was young, he was bitten by a pumpkin,
Maybe.
and the superpower is being orange.
I heard someone say it, so now I've got to go spread it across the internet as being a fact.
That's right. You can always use the quote, "Some people say."
Yep. Okay, so Jinzu says I could clear that up by giving my Discord alias, Jinzu Death of Satyrs. Okay, I get the connection between satyrs and goats, but that still doesn't really clear it up.
Satyrs and goats.
But, a satyr was like Pan, that it had the top half of a man and the bottom half were goat legs.
I was thinking Jewish holiday. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I always used to get really disturbed by that whole concept of I don't even remember their names. The half man, half horse, and the goat thing you just mentioned. It would just really creep me out as a kid. I didn't want to watch them at all.
Yeah. Okay, Amber said twisting the horns is what Oberonzel used to do. I don't know who Oberonzel is, probably a breeder. He said, however, there is a zoo in Italy where goats are naturally born with a single horn.
That name is the people who filed the suit that eventually won for marriage equality.
Ah, okay. Bitten by a Pumpkin. Good band name.
Take it. I want 10%. Oh, 5% would be okay.
Well, since we mentioned MAGA, apparently the MAGAs are losing their heads over this.
Oh,
Wikipedia officially deemed Trump as a fascist.
oh, well, that's lovely news. I like that very much.
I
And
don't know why they didn't do that, at least 2 or 3 or 6 or 8 years ago, but okay.
and over on Elon Musk's retweet of it and bitching about it, they have no, that's not the wrong one. There we are. You have looks like a bunch of bot responses. Oddly enough,
No.
No,
yeah.
ever since Elon took over Twitter, all the bots have been eliminated.
No, I'm not saying these are necessarily bots, but it's kind of odd. We have Wikipedia is beyond broken. Wikipedia is broken. Wikipedia is beyond broken.
Yeah.
Wikipedia is broken. Wikipedia is beyond broken. Wikipedia is broken. Sounds like a bot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
Yep.
kind of does.
Hey, Ivy.
The maggots and politicians are getting very, very upset that President Joe Biden referred to as Trump followers as garbage yesterday. And it just surprises me that they got so upset at that, but not at the guy who originated that particular nasty this week at Nazi Fest,
Yeah, I forget who the speaker.
or the last 10 years of Donnie calling everybody names.
Yep. Okay.
They're such goddamn snowflakes.
Amber says Oberon Zill was a famous New Ager, so now I know who you mean, but there was no space before, so I was taking the whole thing as a single last name. Now I remember who it is.
Who?
Oberon Zill was a New Age author.
Oh, okay.
Or according to Doorknob Head, it's a city in Germany.
Okay, because the court case was Obergefell, Ober something like that. But it was just close enough sounding that it would be a functional joke.
Doorknob Head. Bread unicorns just loaf around. Yeah, modern humans get all the legends just a bit off. Centaurs were originally lower half cows, like minotaurs.
Hey, I did something I don't do very often. I baked a cake. You want to see a picture of it?
Sure.
Okay, I'll put it into MidAmerica.
Oh, and bread shoes just loafer around.
Okay, Ember, since you're getting on the older legends, I remember some, drawings from some medieval manuscripts of unicorns that had a fishtail like a mermaid. So I am kind of wondering which one came first.
Was that something about what?
That I saw some pictures from medieval manuscripts of a unicorn illustrated as the top half being a horse and the lower half being a fishtail like a mermaid.
The Capricorn.
Yeah, so I was just wondering which version came first. And Jenny, if you sent anything to the Twitter, I'm not seeing it.
No, it's coming now.
Okay.
Now, don't complain, just show it. Which is a dangerous thing for me to ask you to do, but hey, you won't get in trouble.
I'm betting I will, but we're going to put it up. Share.
The photograph is kind of cropped a little bit too tight. They didn't really capture the cake in all its glory.
Yeah, a slightly larger image would have helped. So is it that looks kind of like a strawberry tart or something there?
Mm-mm.
That kind of filling?
Nope. Cake is even in its name. That is a bunt cake. It just seems they've gotten a little squished.
Ah,
Don't you mean a butt cake?
In this case, yes.
I get it. So it was actually made in a bundt pan, and
Yeah, you can
when
see the
when
pattern if you
taken
look
out,
close enough.
when taken out, then the center hole began to fill in.
Fucker.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's just too perfect the way it is.
That is funny.
And a little touch of red in the corner there. Oh
Yep.
man. Someone I know made that cake and posted on Twitter because she thought it was so funny, and I took it and I immediately cropped it way down to that tight because her picture had the whole cake,
Mhm.
and I wasn't about to leave it that way.
Of course not. You've got to make it into something that looks more dirty.
Hmm. She liked it too.
It's tightening in on your butt cake.
Yeah.
I mentioned to her, I said, you can get bleach for that.
You won't
might
get in
want,
trouble. Famous last words.
you might want to get some medicine for that. That little red in the corner didn't look good.
No, I was referring to anal
Well,
bleach. There really is anal bleach, and people
yes.
really do that.
Anal bleach.
Yes,
Yep.
it actually became a big thing among celebrities for a while. It was a very fashionable trend. And I was like, how many people are you showing your butt to that this is going to matter?
Well, auditions,
Yeah.
Oh, yes. What a society we live in.
Well, we'll find out what a society we live in. Well, next week we'll have a general idea, but I'm sure it's going to take a long time before they get around to deciding they can certify everything.
I'm not looking forward to this.
No, I'm not either. Honestly, Mage, I'm worried about you. I, still feel that we're relatively safe up here, but people in the southern states, I'm afraid that there's going to be some outbreaks of violence.
Oh, I'm a white guy. I should be safe for a little bit longer.
Oh, no, doorknob bleaching has been going on for a long time, much longer than peritoneum sunning. I would think Mage is going to be okay because Mage is not one of us, Well, he is in the sense that he's an ally and he's
Yeah.
part that way, but that you can just say, "What? Me? Are you kidding? Ugh, they're
Well,
icky."
well,
Well,
I am a liberal atheist, so that does kind of put a target on me at some point.
yeah. Well, you're not as immediately visible, but yeah, if have a rainbow button or something, you'll become a target.
A rainbow butt? Can you? Because does the anal bleach work on that too?
Are unicorns related to the corns you get on your toes? Only one of them. You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your friends' ringtones.
Oh, is that ever true? My friend
I
has this ringtone that just makes me insane. I really hate ringtones that are too loud in public
yeah.
and that last too long in public.
I actually always tried to get Slothgirl to pick ringtones for me because, mostly I just didn't want to go through them all and figure out which ones. But
Mine is old phone, and it sounds like an old phone.
That's one of the defaults in mine. Mine, I forget what they call it, but it's a bit more musical, and mostly I use my phone for my alarm clock. So
It's what we can do for a ringtone. And if you want to annoy everybody,
Is that picture supposed to be moving?
no, that's just a scene. That's a song from um, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Okay,
yeah,
I don't remember.
I could not understand any of the words there.
That's that
Puberty,
great.
puberty love.
That's that great George Clooney movie, isn't it?
I don't think it was. No, I think that no, he was in the second one.
Second one, okay.
Parodies are the only movie that have the potential for the sequels being better than the original.
Oh no, not necessarily. I mean, I think largely I'd argue that Terminator 2 is better than the original.
Yeah, no, it's not 100% rule, but it's like 98% true. Generally, if you start seeing numbers after the name of the movie, it's probably not going to be great.
They've kind of gotten away from doing numbers after a movie. I've noticed.
Hey, Demon Orb, that one sounds cool. The
In the old
Christmas art theme.
in the old days, we used to be able to smoke a number during the movie.
So, should I get into my Halloween candy now, or wait until actual Halloween?
Well, no, you might as well do it now because everybody else is doing Halloween stuff today.
Yeah, we should give Mage some Halloween candy now because it's National Treat Your Pet Day. So we should give Mage a treat.
Go with the Snickers then.
I give each kid 3 little Ludens cough drops. I'd love to see parents get upset. They're giving our kids medicine. Okay, yeah. Well, let's see. Number one ingredient, fruit pectin. Yeah, that's pretty medicinal.
Well, I mean, you know, aren't those like packed with, the puberty blockers we're hearing about and gonna turn all your kids gay?
Ludens? No, fruit pectin. Well, yeah, it is a primary ingredient in the gay drug.
Well, I mean, it's got fruit right in the name. It just totally gives it away. That's gonna make you gay.
Well,
Has
exactly.
has anyone never taken note that the guy arguing about how you're eating the dogs is being endorsed by somebody who may have actually eaten the dog?
I did not know the thing about him possibly eating a dog. That was new to me.
Well, I'm lost. What? Huh? I don't understand what you're
Go
talking
ahead,
about.
Mage. Now you need to cover the news story behind that.
Oh, Kennedy.
Oh, yeah. He supposedly ate a dog.
He supposedly ate a dog. He's currently supporting, endorsing Trump and supporting Trump. So the guy who's saying they're eating the dogs is being supported by somebody who may have actually eaten a dog. He claims it's a goat, though, in the picture.
Trump, Kennedy says Trump promised him to be in control of all human health issues or something in his new White House, and he's already been out and saying how he's going to cancel Obamacare because he's such a liberal.
Well, of course, it's one of their goals is basically to dismantle every federal agency that could possibly help the public.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm
No,
not sure. I'm not sure if you want to see a picture of him about to take a bite out of what may or may not be a dog.
sure.
Mm. Warning ahead of time. Let's see if I can
Yep.
get a better picture.
A warning.
That's a better picture.
Yeah, I
Danger,
had not
danger,
seen the picture at all, so I don't really know what
danger,
it
Will
was.
Robinson.
There we are. He claims it's a goat.
They conveniently removed the head, huh?
Yeah. Well,
And the paws.
considering where this is from, it is quite possible that it is a dog, but they just told him it's a goat.
Where is this from?
I don't remember where the place was exactly.
Well, are you saying it's like somewhere in Southeast Asia? Or?
It wasn't in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
I know that much. Where was it again? South America.
Ah,
Oh, see, I don't know that dog consumption is something that happens in South America much. I don't know.
yeah, Ivy Chan, you sweet innocent girl, you just go right on believing that.
Stop
Well,
sharing that so we don't have to keep looking
Yeah,
at it.
I hope
thought
you
that
enjoyed it.
I got
Although he has confessed his willingness to eat a bear,
Mm.
and they're
Yeah.
kind of like dogs.
Closely related.
Mm-hmm.
I got hassled one time by a drunk guy in a bar who had a jar of meat that he claimed was dog meat. But he was so incoherent I couldn't quite figure out what he was trying to say, but I think he may have been like, daring people to try it or something.
Was it cooked?
I really couldn't tell, and like I
Yeah,
say, the guy was so drunk he was completely incoherent. I couldn't understand what he
yeah.
was saying.
My mom visited the Philippines, and as a parting gift, they gave her what they said were a bag of goat eyes, but she believed that they were, because considering the family was poor, she believes they were dog eyes.
Uh-huh.
And dogs breed much more rapidly than goats.
She said it was really disgusting because the bag was like dripping.
Jar of meat, red flag. Yeah, well,
Yes, doorknob head. That was definitely it was definitely a red flag to have a jar of meat that I could not identify what it had come from.
that almost makes me want to build my own jar of meat. I'll have to go buy some formaldehyde.
Oh, bye-bye, Ivy. Maybe Ed can come in here and take your place for a while you go attend to your visitors.
Bye, I enjoy your evening.
Yeah.
And it is daylight saving time in Europe, so
Now
they
that
are 5 hours ahead of us, not 6,
yeah,
for
the
a week
thing
or
is,
so.
yeah. The thing is, this happened in the small town in Michigan I was living in.
What, a jar of meat?
Yeah, the drunken guy with the jar of meat. And all I did was did my best to ignore him and try to get him to go away. And the bartender threw me out of the place.
It being Michigan and all, it wasn't necessarily dog meat. It could have been on
Yeah.
two legs. Like Sasquatch or his neighbor, one of the two.
No. All the bodies are found every spring when the mines flood and they float up to the top.
Well, according to the media, Michigan is the place where they feed bodies to the pigs. Minnesota, we bury them and have a service. But in Fargo, North Dakota, they put them through the chipper.
My dad had a friend who was served a monkey once. They said there was one thing they could not eat because the way it was cooked up, it looked like a child's arm.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I would have trouble with anything in the primate family. It would just look too close to being human.
Probably tastes too close to what? Never mind. I saw this picture on Twitter that just made me fall down laughing. It's a good thing I was in bed. It was a picture of a truck, um, a landscaping company truck, and they were towing behind them a wood chipper, and you could see all the landscaping tools, so you know that this was legit. And it looked like a fairly new chipper,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody painted the mouth of it. You know how they have that big funnel mouth.
Yeah.
Um, kind of red. It was pretty funny.
Interestingly enough, they were testing out these sensors for a taste sensor for computers and stuff, and one of the technicians or someone accidentally put their hand on the sensor, and the thing registered as bacon.
Oh well.
So remember, when the robot apocalypse comes,
Yeah.
just remember we taste like bacon to them.
We are what we eat.
Well, I would have expected to register as pork. That would have been the closest thing it would have been programmed to have a comparison to.
So you mean if I went up to the thing and I put my hand on that sensor, it would register? It would report back Roger. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
Yeah. Maya asked me to be on Bad Science Sunday again in December, and I just said, you know, please no mud fossils this time.
Tell her I'm very disappointed in her that she hasn't contacted me for that.
Oh, she hasn't asked you.
No, I guess she just doesn't want me. She's had ample opportunity. I'll just stay here. That's fine. It'll
Well,
just be tough telling all these people how horrible of a show it is, and I would not do that because it's actually a very good show.
yeah.
Decent show. I haven't actually watched it in a while though.
Yeah, for me it's kind of hit or miss. Some weeks I see it, some weeks I'm doing other things. Now I had a fanfic idea that I so wanted to see them do in Star Trek Next Generation, but never saw it. I thought it would have been hilarious to see an exchange of a Ferengi trying to negotiate a trade with like the grandson of Harry Mudd. I just thought that would have played. They could have played that off as a great stat. Only me, I guess. Then, huh?
Yeah. Oh, see that Roger Mudd. That makes me think about old and people being replaced and passing on, it's so sad about Terry Garr, isn't it?
Yeah, she wasn't that old, was she?
She's 79.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Hmm.
remember, I'm in my 70s, so that 79 seems perfectly young to me. But yeah, that's just sad.
I thought she was a lot closer to my age.
No, you just wanted her to be closer to your age. I looked at her um, uh, resume, I guess, on IMDb. She was in a lot more stuff than I thought she was. And I didn't know that she played Lisa Kudrow's mother on Friends. That would have been a funny one. That's her and Lisa Kudrow would be so good together.
Well, yesterday I was going over some stuff with my uncle on putting together a will.
What are you getting?
No, it's a will when I die.
Oh, your will.
My will, yeah.
Oh.
Good idea to have one. And seeing as
Yeah.
I almost died about 3 times this past month,
Yeah, it's important. It's important to have a will, otherwise the state gets to take it all.
that's
Now,
very different topics.
I'm wondering how much you had to pay for it, because we all know we have no free will.
So I believe wills are run about $100 nowadays. Put them together.
I understand you can do them for free on the web now.
Yeah, actually, Sloth Girl just did hers from forms she downloaded from the internet.
Well, my uncle's handling all the technical stuff. I'm just relaying what I want in it.
Yeah, well, Sloth Girl did her own and, updated it a couple of times. And, well, of course, in her case, we discussed it with her kids as she was doing it. So it's not like there was anybody who contested, and it's not like she had anything valuable enough for anyone to fight over.
Yeah, I want to talk to a few people about some details. I mean, I have a kind of a general outline at the moment, so.
Yeah. The only thing we had, a little bit of a squabble over was between her daughter and her aunt about a family heirloom.
Perp, I just want you to know that in my will, I insisted that they give the ice cube trays to you.
Okay.
There's 4 of them. It's not just 1 or 2.
Yeah,
and matching, so all the ice cubes are the same size.
The only thing is, I'm not really sure what to do with all my books.
Well, there's actually there might be some shelters that would be interested in having books.
I've got it's actually quite a nice private library I've got.
Well, I was going to say that, if you have anything that seems at all unique, you might consider just, donating them to one of your local public libraries.
Oh, I've got some stuff that's not. Some of the stuff isn't quite in great condition, but I've got books that are over 100 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those of you might want to go to a real life library that does archival stuff. Your average public library throws out old books. They don't save old books.
I was gonna say, if they're like 100 years old, you might see if there's like a college or a university that has a library that's on that subject.
I saw this person with this like the original human attempt at making an atlas. And it was from like the 1500s or something like that. And they valued it at like $250,000. And this guy got it like for $20 at some bookshop. Damn.
Yeah, I see things like that about these people that make thrift store finds and, like then find out that it's like an original from some, 100-year-old company.
See, I imagine maybe someone in the family might want my mom's Bible.
Yeah, again, that sounds like a family heirloom that someone would want to preserve.
Mm-hmm.
That something like that you give to the people in your family who are least likely to ever open a Bible and read it.
Well, that would avoid any chance of it being damaged.
And I'd put a sticker on the inside cover that says "Not to be used for toilet paper."
I can give it to one of my atheist cousins.
No, you better have that sticker on then.
Actually, I think about it, he might actually like have my mom's guitar. He's into big in music.
Oh, what kind is it?
I don't
A
know.
Fender Stratocaster?
No, I don't know what type it is. I don't. Just just an acoustic guitar. So I don't know
Yeah.
types.
I saw somebody who brought in a guitar from their attic or their family somehow, some way, and it turned out to be a 1938 Martin, very low number for serial number, made in the 1800s or something like that, and it was worth like $30,000, $40,000, something like that.
In fact, I was actually thinking about maybe giving it to him before I pass away. He just because I can't play it, and I don't want it to just sit in the closet and rot.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm
no,
sure he'd appreciate something like that.
Before you do that, I would contact a collector of guitars and see if it is indeed worth something. There's some very rich guitars out there.
No, this was my mom's guitar.
yeah.
I understand, but you have to support yourself, and if something like that would have a bunch of value, you deserve to have that value so you can support yourself.
Yeah,
I
that
doubt
was
I doubt this thing's much value.
It doesn't take much effort to make a phone call or take a picture and put it on the web for somebody.
that actually was one other item that we had a little bit of a dispute over. Not really a dispute, but that I I did find Donna's flute while we were cleaning up her apartment. And her son took that with him, and then one of her aunts asked about it, so I talked him into that. Next time we go down there, he's going to present it to her.
She was a flautist.
Yep, she played the flute since she was in high school, and she also played guitar. Um, she always made jokes about having little T-Rex arms, and yeah, seriously, I had to go and I had to buy her a three-quarter size guitar because her arms were really not long enough for her to play a full size guitar.
Aw. Was her nickname Rex? I saw a great image. I saved it. I don't want to have to go dig for it and find it right now. It was a T-Rex, and it's standing there just kind of looking semi-happy, semi-dangerous, and it's holding these two grabber things, like somebody in a wheelchair would have to
Oh yeah,
pick things up, and it says come at me now, bitches. It's
I saw you posted that one on Twitter.
that was pretty
Yep.
funny.
Yeah. Sloth Girl, we had found a whole series of little like single panel comic things. There was a series of 3 books. The first one was called T-Rex Tries, which was just humorous drawings of a T-Rex trying to do various things that it couldn't quite reach.
That would be very good.
And then the second one was all the same T-Rex with his mate, and like something like T-Rex Tries Again. And the third one is the two of them have a baby, so then it's the baby trying to learn to do things and not reaching.
How does the T-Rex wipe its ass?
Yeah, no, don't think that could ever happen. But one of the most famous T-Rexes that was ever excavated, Sue, which is the one they've made molds of, and is probably the most common one that you would see in museums, because they made molds of it that got shipped to replicas that got shipped to museums all around the world.
Yeah, that was excavated in the Dakotas, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I think that there's like 80 some replicas of Sue out there somewhere. But one of the interesting things about Sue is that one of her shin bones had been broken to the point where it was obvious that she would have been unable to walk while that healed, which means there had to be somebody else who was willing to bring her food while she was laying there healing.
Or it just died.
No,
It is a fossil. It
no,
definitely died.
no. I mean, they could tell it had been broken and it had healed. The bone, had regrown again.
Oh, I see.
It's just, it had regrown without being set. So instead of the bone being straight, it was at a weird angle where it had broken in the middle and remended. Of course, the most unfortunate T-Rex is one they found recently. I'm not sure if that was the one they named Stan or if it even had a name. But they found it had a puncture mark on the inside, one of the inside thighs. And they were trying to figure out what made the mark, and they came to the conclusion that actually this T-Rex had actually gotten a Stegosaurus's thagomizer right in the crotch.
Oh, what? Wait, what? The what got what?
Yeah. The only thing that really fit that puncture hole was one of the spikes from a Stegosaurus's tail.
What animal was this?
A T-Rex.
That couldn't happen.
Why not?
Or
T-Rex
no,
is in-
not a Rex. What was the carnivore that was around earlier?
be
Yeah.
something else. There's more time between T-Rex and Stegosaurus than there is between us and T-Rex.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe it was a velociraptor.
I don't think that would be it either.
Maybe it was a very advanced trilobite.
No. Don't recommend them attacking ankles. Well, you said trilobite. Yeah, my jokes just aren't working, huh?
Nope, I guess not. Sorry.
No, Mage woke up to catch me on where I was being factually incorrect there. So, Mage is our fact checker here.
Mage woke up to the word crotch.
Nope, he keeps us honest. Yeah, that's the joke I was trying to make Doorknob had, but it wasn't funny when I said it. Maybe you'll have a better go with it.
Hey, Chad, we've been watching this this series we've talked about for a couple of weeks on the show of Zombieland Saga. Well, Mage has been the causative factor in this, and Purple and I have got fairly involved in it, and I really liked it. I didn't really ask
Yep.
Perp how she liked it.
I've never been a big fan of anime, but yeah, I really did get drawn into the characters.
Okay, and it ended really dumb. Now, do I blame do I blame Mage for that and stop talking to him, or how should I handle that, chat? Please tell me.
He did kind of warn us. He did kind of warn us that the ending was going to be a what the fuck moment.
I'm just so disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. It's like the ending did not seem connected to anything else that had happened up to that point.
You know, Mage, what's the funkiest thing about it is I have thought about that, oh God, at least a dozen times between when we saw it and now. You know, the fucking series really bit me hard too.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you got all these cute young girls that were just giving it their everything to, try and save the place, and yeah. Doorknob is right. It ended dumb. Sounds like life.
Well, next week we will be having Other Side Picnic.
Yep. Well, and you said that when are you going to be starting your Halloween marathon?
It'll be tonight at midnight. And then we
Okay.
go all the way to Thursday midnight.
Do. Oh, here we
Okay.
are.
So that's just in about 11 hours.
Yep. I think I'll start with Ghostbusters.
Is that because the ghosts were trying to form a union and the management won't have it?
Yep, just can't have it.
So I finally got the answer here to what's the difference between a black cat and a tuxedo cat.
Oh, and the difference is
6 broad tip Sharpie markers. That's about what it took for me to fill in all the white patches.
oh, okay, all right. Did the dog complain? I mean, the cat complain?
Well, I mean, cats squawk all the time. What can you say?
Mage, if you would like to go to the MidAmerica, you can grab the 2 photographs I just or images I just tossed up there, and
Yeah, your turn. I had to do it last time.
What did you put up this time?
nothing,
Okay.
nothing obscene, something you know very well, and you'll be
Okay.
happy, and just don't try to whack off or anything.
No.
So it's something whackable.
Not for me. I don't have any wax.
Okay.
This is the partial group of the group
Yeah. From the
Zombieland.
Zombieland saga.
Franchushu. Yeah, that
Yep.
was her name. Franchushu.
Yeah, there's actually 6 girls in the group. So you don't see Ty in this one.
Ty Secure is missing.
Well, check the next photograph. There you go. There's Sakura.
Yeah.
Now, how could you not fall in love with these lovely young animes?
Yeah, she's like the lead character. She's the one who's like narrating the whole thing.
Yeah, I try not to call them girls. I try to call them animes.
No, girl is fitting. They're all mostly in their teens.
Yeah.
Well, except the one that's 150 years old.
Yeah.
No, she died at 19. Actually, the only one who was in their teens is actually Ty. She died at 29.
Oh, the little one is the transgender girl. She's 12. You said
12.
Yeah. Yeah, she was 12.
Lily. She's extra cute.
Okay. Actually, Mage, if you track that back, that's a little disturbing. That the legendary cortisone died at 19. So at what age did she begin being a cortisone?
Well, keep in mind we're talking about over about 150 plus years here, so
yeah,
age restriction isn't exactly.
yeah. That's all I'm saying is that it would probably calculate to a number that would be kind of unpalatable now.
Yeah. Well, I was also thinking about maybe instead of Other Side Picnic jumping into Keep Your Hands Off of Zoken. So this is basically kind of a slice of life anime about making anime.
Yeah, let's do that one.
You want to do that one instead?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I put two. I put two more up there. Mage for you to share. And then there was one more that I collected that I wanted to share
Bring it back.
this week. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh yes, there it is.
Get some Thai eating stuff and sake.
Yeah, Ty was the one who was a zombie and never really came out of being a zombie, and always had well, her head kept falling off and stuff like that. It
Yeah.
was,
Well, and Ty just seemed to be constantly hungry, no matter how much she ate.
We saw before all the others awoke, and they were similar with wanting to eat. So it seems to be just a zombie thing.
Okay, it's just the stage of being a zombie that they have an unquenchable appetite.
Yeah, it would seem to be the case.
and as Japanese on zombies, their preference was for squid.
Oh, of course, dried squid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have this picture here.
Well, I loved that one scene in the early episode where she saw a guy in the audience eating squid and she did a crowd dive.
Yeah, the first episode there.
Yeah,
Second episode. First episode.
I couldn't remember for sure if it was the first episode. I just remember her eyeing the guy eating squid and just going for it.
Now, was that the first episode of her head falling off?
Oh wait, no, that would
Yeah.
be the second episode where she did the stage dive.
Yeah, well, that's after she dove off the stage. Her head popped off.
Yeah, that would be the second episode with the rap battle.
Yep.
Okay, Majors, one more picture. It has nothing to do with anime.
No, what point is it then?
Actually, it's actually kind of fascinating. There's this old guy who has these YouTubes about his avocation, his hobby, his fun thing to do, and what he likes to do is to invent musical instruments. And this is a musical instrument. It cranks around. He's got his left hand on or right hand on the crank, and in his left hand there's a bow. In the same concept as like a violin bow, except instead of being tight, the strands are very loose, and they get tight because you wrap it around as much of the cylinder as you can at once, so it plays more than one string at once. And the thing's got the funkiest damn sound. It's not like quite like a theremin, but it's not like an organ. It kind of sounds like a string instrument, but it also sounds electronic. It's really cool. I can't see why that wouldn't become a popular instrument, to be honest. And they're all homemade. That's wood, as you can see. So somebody could figure out a way to copy this and make their own. I don't know what that big white thing in the middle is. I haven't been able to figure that out. But you can see the way the strings are strung, and that spoked wheel is just is like the bridge on a guitar.
I was scared at first because I thought it was a banjo in a cage.
No, that's illegal. You're not allowed to keep banjos in cages.
Yeah, I know they have to be exterminated. You can't take any chance of them escaping into the wild.
That's right.
This would have been good for our weird musical instruments in today.
Well, I'm always interested in the weird instruments, especially with an eye out to, with writing science fiction, that I'm thinking about alien species who aren't built like us, and what kind of musical instruments would they invent?
I think the white thing might just be some kind of resonator that it looks like it's fastened to the center post of the thing, and so it just revolves around that axis. And I think it might just pick up the vibrations and send them out, disperse them differently or better or something like that. Maybe it doesn't have enough volume when it's missing. But I'd love to build one of these fuckers. That looks.
Yeah, it looks very interesting.
He does sell them, so you can go find him on
Oh,
YouTube and buy one if you want. But I imagine there's several $100s.
well, yeah. I mean, if it's handcrafted, again, it's the thing of people don't want to pay for the time of something that's actually handcrafted rather than mass produced.
Hmm. And the materials like those wooden dowels between the two plates. God, those would have to be some kind of hardwood.
Yeah.
They're going to warp like crazy. And I would think the whole thing would have to be hardwood.
Yeah.
Pine would suck up too much vibration.
Yeah. Well, the pine would contract and expand too much depending on the humidity in the room. So you wouldn't be able to keep a consistent tension on the springs or anything like that.
And why couldn't you get a brushless motor to drive the thing around? Do they not have enough torque?
Oh, I'm sure you could get a motor to do it. And
I
had just assumed it was part of the art of playing it was turning it back and forth to adjust things.
No, it goes a constant same direction.
Okay.
Do we have
and
any
you
like,
can
video for this thing?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can see that he's playing the one side of it, but you can also play it on the other side of that spoke wheel, and it has a somewhat different sound then.
So what's this guy's name?
I don't know.
Well, that makes it hard to search him for on YouTube.
All right, I'll go search. So I'll break away for a minute.
So,
let's see here.
while we're looking, a little bit more on the anime thing. So we basically have 3 girls. It starts out with the tall one with the frown, who's just always interested in money, and one in the camo, hat is basically your art gremlin, and then the other one that's supposedly the cute one, and has is total interest in art and isn't really interested in following in her parents' footsteps like they seem to want her to.
Did you say art gremlin?
Well, that's what somebody referred to her as. I also heard it referred to as goblin thing.
Okay.
And despite the way they're drawn, they are supposed to be in high school, though the way they're drawn looks more like they're in middle school.
Well, I kind of go with that. But the Japanese people, in generally, they look younger anyway, and just that, they do tend to be drawn that way.
Well, even for anime characters, they look younger than they usually are in this.
Mhm.
Let's see, we had the cute one. Apparently, he wanted to draw anime and stuff, but was forbidden to go and join the anime club. So these 3 formed their own club called the Zoken, or Film Club. So they started making their own anime through the film club, and that's basically the basic story of the anime.
Okay. Well, Jenny's back.
I left a link in the MidAmerica, and it's only a minute and a half video.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to find another one that I had seen recently that was.
I would just love to see it get into the hands of a real musician who wants to play it seriously. The theremin everybody plays with, but there's a few people that do it seriously and can do do a cover for an entire popular song or something like that. They've been able to learn to control it so well. I'd like to see somebody do that with this instrument. It's just a neat sound. You'll see shortly. He has a number of videos. His name is Fran Willis, I think it was, something like that. You can hear how that sound.
Yeah.
I think that's what the resonator does. That it throws the sound out directionally. And the bow is clearly wrapping around more than one string at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you could play with a series of bows, so you could. I don't know what I'm thinking. So that you're only hitting one string at a time, but then the strings are all different, or are they all tuned the same? No, they can't be. There's different notes in the sound.
Yeah.
But you can see the one end, left side for us, right side for him. Those look like just standard guitar tuning pegs.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that sweet?
It looks like adjusting the speed of it kind of changes the tune too somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe instead of hand cranking it, maybe like a foot pedal or something might be better.
Yeah, I could see that, doing it with a treadle.
This guy's Fron Rayleigh. FRONREILLY.
Go to his website, see if there's anything else you can just randomly pick out and amaze us.
Yeah. I'll put the link to this guy's stuff in chat here. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I found another interesting one.
There you are.
Talking about unique guitar type things. That this guy's done what he calls the 360-degree guitar.
Oh, I
It's
saw this. I didn't listen.
Yeah, that this entire neck rotates to, and he's got like every possible guitar string on here. I think it's like close to 50 strings.
Let's check the tuning if it's good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Wow, I can't believe it. It's so weird, but so normal at the same time. I didn't expect to be able to play anything on this. Okay, let's try some regular chords. What string is this even? Yeah, the first normal thing. Okay, let's try do a little trick shot. 360-degree chord change. Oh, that's going to be hard, but it will look cool. Oh. Oh my god, that was my luck. This version was working unbelievably well. It was like all the problems just went out to get some milk. Okay, it's so Davey 504. If you're watching this, I will bring this to Italy so you can play it. Everyone has been requesting me to try a slide, and the logic is that
That kind of sucks.
We should choose.
Yeah, I just thought it looked cool. I don't really know much about musical instruments, so I didn't know if it's at all practical to play.
It's a cool idea, though. I'm not real impressed with the sound. It really does sound just like another guitar.
Yeah.
Well, so we got something he called
his idea for it was supposed to be like, combining all sorts of different guitars together, like from a bass guitar to a regular acoustic guitar and so forth.
Oh, this is an actual instrument.
This is another thing about that Fron guy put the other drone hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah, hurdy-gurdies. That's the concept of dragging across a string.
Okay, so that disc is spinning.
It's big.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you got this thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is just what he's got in his shop right now.
They seem like different evolutions of the same concept of dragging across strings that turn.
There you go, Mage. Apparently he works this one with the foot pedal.
Mm.
Yeah, this one just has a complete drum for the resonance.
Yeah. Looks like it's similar design thing.
This is kind of like that. Sounds kind of like that Japanese instrument.
Kinda, yeah.
With a billion strings on it. That there's videos of this woman who can play some very advanced stuff. She has a video of Thunderstruck out there. I forget the name of the type of guitar or type of instrument. I should go look for it.
Cool. It's a bit of a sharp screech when he gets up to that end.
Yeah. Interesting sound though.
Yeah.
Roll.
Oh.
No, I'm gonna stop this. So.
Yeah, Doorknob put a link up for a glass harmonica. Those are pretty cool. Yeah, at one time they were quite common, and apparently Ben Franklin really tried to promote the glass harmonica.
I thought he invented it.
I believe he did. And, that he was trying to, that part of it being that he was trying to promote it as, being a musical instrument that more people could afford to have in their own homes as opposed to how much a piano cost.
Mage, I put that one up of Thunderstruck. I found it by just Japanese or Thunderstruck Japanese instrument, and it came right up. And I don't know what the darn instrument is called.
Yep. Yep. Oh. Sorry, I'm.
The Weeble Wobble.
Yep.
That's what it's called. Oh, okay. That's kind of a neat name.
Is that actually the name? Okay.
Presented by Memoriam. Probably shouldn't play all of this.
Oh yeah.
So. What does she have on her face?
I don't know. I'd have to see it again.
What is that on her face?
Yeah, some kind of a leather chin strap.
I don't know.
Here's another picture.
Oh, I think it might just have been a face mask if this was done during COVID.
Look at that picture. It's just a couple of braids that hang down.
Oh yeah, it is a face mask.
Oh, yeah, that's there too. Okay,
yeah,
so she's into kink.
See it covered her whole chin. Yeah, and apparently that lever on the side is like it retunes it as she's playing.
Well, how do they get it to make those sparks, man?
I'm thinking the sparks are probably just added effects.
Then there's this other instrument I ran into. I've seen it before in actual music applications, but it's only been on like shows that were highlighting music of the slave cultures in the 1800s. And it's a one-string instrument, and you will be amazed at the diversity of sound you can get out of it. It was very impressive. And the guy's got lessons on how to build your own out of a cigar box and other stuff like that.
Oh, so now me saying it was a mask and the mouth was just printed on.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I
Oh,
I
okay.
thought it was like a mask and she just had pulled it down under her chin to play, but
Okay, I'm going to search for that one-string instrument.
yeah, well, Asian women do have an advantage on that when they're young, but they don't necessarily age really well. Yeah, whacking it with a wrench. Well, doorknob head, sometimes you've got to use a wrench if your nuts are loose.
And Molly's back to get pets.
Yeah, Ethan is just falling asleep on my leg here. If I move my leg, he will just be disgruntled with me. Okay. I'm not going to argue the point.
Oh, now she's demanding belly rubs.
Well, have you given her enough treats today? Because that's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
I found that spot that makes her leg go.
Yeah, I found that Ethan has a spot like that. If I scratch a spot just behind his right ear, one of his back legs will start kicking, and he'll just be staring at it like, how are you making it do that? Of course, Ethan also, I have also seen him chase his own tail, just going in circles in the chair, chasing his own tail and catching it. And it's not until he actually bites himself that he realizes what it is he caught.
Okay, I got the one-string guitar in there, and it had the name of it, so I remember now. It's a diddly, like in Bo Diddley, except it's just a diddly.
Well, quit diddling yourself there.
Well, it's used for a lot of other meanings too these days.
Oh, someone's here. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Now that I recall, the do-it-yourself instructions weren't on YouTube; they were out on the web in general.
Ah,
So I imagine if you did a Google for one-string diddly DIY, it would probably come up. They're like painfully simple.
I had a concept for an instrument. I don't know enough about music to really make one that would sound like anything.
There's also some guys on YouTube that apparently have made their own diddly, except they make it out of a tin can, a larger tin can, and they call it a canjo. Banjo, canjo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen the cigar box banjos.
Yeah. Which
You
is
know,
how they used to be made.
yeah,
When
yeah.
that's all they
The
had.
guys who couldn't afford to buy one, it was a way that they could make one off stuff they could find around.
Yes, Elvis did not invent that music. These guys did. I really hate how the music industry back in the 50s and so I culturally appropriated black music, black jazz, gospel, and all that kind of stuff, and worked it into what we listen to now, and not giving those folks any credit, any payments. Just let's see who we can fuck today.
Yep.
It just makes me mad that white people do that shit.
Well, the jazz and blues really were, the predecessors to rock and roll.
Yeah, but the blues and shit were invented by the slaves, the blues and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of stuff to be blue about.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That, yeah. It was black entertainers who developed those styles.
I wonder if Mage is getting arrested. I just noticed that Mage's avatar or screen today is a wolf made out of a pumpkin.
Oh, you just caught that today?
Yeah. Did you saw that other one I shared of the fish tank?
Fish tank?
Yeah, an AI that somebody.
No, I don't remember a fish tank.
Well, that we have to definitely share.
Is
There we
it
are.
in the Twitter group?
Yeah, it is now. It's quite apparent from this that AI is not nearly as smart as we think it is.
Oh, I don't think it's all that smart.
Well, now you're about to see how dumb it is.
Oh, no, I've been making this joke for years. Share screen.
Doorknob, that's why I say diddly instrument or DIY instrument, and not just diddly, because we know that's going to show up with that.
I did your redo.
Okay, fish tank.
Yep. Now, see, I have tried that joke several times and nobody ever laughs. Because I've always said that, okay, there's these three fish in a tank, and one of them looks at the other two and asks, have either of you driven a tracked vehicle before?
I get the concept, but you got to tighten it up. It's a good base concept. Look, even comedians, when they write a joke, they have to try it out and they adjust it and rewrite it and all that stuff.
Well, like I said, I've tried
that
1, 2, 3 times and it doesn't quite catch, and I don't quite know how to fix it.
Well, I love this. I think it's incredibly inventive of the AI. It has nothing to do with what they actually wanted.
Yep.
But it's very, very funny. It's marvelous.
Fish tank?
Yep.
I get it. It's very punny.
Yes, indeed.
Well, that was just a door-to-door salesman trying to sell me windows and doors.
Oh, I thought you were getting arrested.
This would be kind of cool. I would kind of want a remote control fish tank and, see if the cats would chase it.
See if it's attracted to water.
Oh, I've tried that too. Actually, Skitzcrasher sent me. It was on my Amazon wish list. A couple of little robotic fish. That you put them in the water and they actually swim around.
I like that remote control fish. That's one of those clownfish, like Nemo.
Yep.
Yeah, except they fly in the air. I think those are cute as fuck.
Oh, you mean the helium balloon ones?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, and the ones that they've got like strips on them. They're actually little weights, so you can get them to achieve neutral buoyancy to kind of float at any level.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. That's a neat idea.
Yeah, well, and when they start to lose helium, you pull off one or two of the little weights to, keep them at the same level.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can fix them up so that, like, for a party, that they'll float around right at everybody's eye level.
I loved it when they first came out and they started playing with them at basketball games and shit.
Yep.
Nemo.
Yep. Yeah, those are cool.
Looks like it's remote control too.
It is. That's what makes
Okay,
them so
I
cool.
haven't seen ones that you could actually control. I just saw ones that floated randomly.
Oh no, that he's definitely holding
Okay,
a
yeah.
controller.
So now it's got a little motor in it that you can actually pilot it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be even cooler.
Mage, did you get that link I put in there?
Which one?
It'd be the one above the fish tank
Hmm.
for the diddly.
Oh, now what? Spam. Why is everybody trying to contact me? I'm not interested in buying shit right now.
Because they know you're online.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure that anyone who has any product to do with repairing your house is flooding into your area now.
Mm.
Especially when they know that the government has started giving out grants to help some people rebuild. They're hoping that they can suck in all that money.
Yeah, it's one of my other favorite things that humans do is screwing each other in times of tragedy like this.
Yep, how to capitalize on other people's misfortune.
Is this the right link?
Uh-huh.
Hey guys, it's Janice Wilson Hughes. I'm here to give you a quick overview of the diddly bow I just made. The diddly bow is a one-string cigar box guitar, and I made this puppy all by myself.
Is it really okay for us to watch your diddle?
Is it what?
Is it really okay for us to sit here and watch her diddle?
Well, yeah, kinda. As long as she doesn't get naked, it should be okay. Oh. She installed guitar pickups in there, so it's electric.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, about how she's got it hooked up to an amplifier there.
I think anybody could play this. Anybody who has a sense of notes could play this because it's just a slider. There's no frets.
Well, that rules me out.
There's no frets and it's one string. How hard can that be to play with?
So there's her YouTube channel there. Anybody wants to go?
Well, I suppose it might be easier if I don't fret it.
Yeah, you could just go ding 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 ding. Nobody know you're not playing. Shovel guitar. Yeah, I saw that one too. That's just a diddly with made out of a shovel. It's very cool. I want to know if you can make a musical instrument out of a garden hose. I know you can make it a good exercise device, but
Well, like I said, I don't know how you make an instrument really sound good, but I had experimented with one. Again, this was mostly made for my novel.
Well, a lot of guys
taking a bicycle wheel with all of the spokes cut out and running guitar strings through it like a little harp.
Well, a lot of guys do play with their garden hose. So,
well, I played when I was a teenager. I got really good. I could suck a golf ball through the garden hose. I made lots of money.
Yeah, I never figured out how to make money at it, but
really.
I only got paid once, and I didn't ask for it. The guy just left a tip. I think that was just to make himself feel better about it.
Ooh, he circumcised himself?
Well,
No.
I wasn't really expecting. I wasn't expecting to get an answer. Apparently, it's about $2 per minute.
Okay, well.
Wait, what's $2 per minute?
Blowjob.
Well,
Wow.
and the maximum job you could get is like 2 minutes, isn't it? So it's pretty cheap. I demand at least
I
10.
was gonna say I could get rich out of doing just like one of those.
What is the going rate for a blowjob? Okay.
You guys, I'm going to have to take a little break here. I've been having some really bad cramps today, and
Okay.
I will.
Actually, I was thinking that we would probably keep this one short because it sounds like both Mage and I could use a nap.
Yeah, I do want to try and lay down a little bit longer before
Yeah.
my whole stream.
Yeah,
Well,
so we're
okay. I can
we're
hang on
almost
another
at
10
2
minutes.
hours here. So yeah, well, another 4 minutes, we're at 2 hours. So if we start our wrap up here, we'll be over the 2 hour mark. Oh,
So Mage, your Halloween movie festival starts tonight at midnight.
Yes,
okay, that's midnight Eastern time.
it's midnight Eastern, and
Yep.
so basically, you want to get in a little bit early before I will be announcing each movie ahead of time, and you want to get in a little bit early beforehand, because I'm not going to wait for people to come in.
Okay, but you can
I've got
start.
I've got just too many movies to get through to wait. But there will be breaks in between each movie.
Mhm.
The so you have the link to the StreamYard's link to get into it. I'll put that in the DM group and in my Discord group as well. So I'll be kind of posting in both places.
Okay.
If you want to go over to my Discord to keep track of this,
Sumami is asking if Hocus Pocus will be in the lineup.
yes, Hocus Pocus is in lineup. In fact, it'll probably be the second movie I play after
Okay.
Ghostbusters.
Okay, so
If you guys don't have the StreamYard's app, it'll run through your browser. But if you can use the app, download it and use it. It really has been a godsend compared to the browser.
yeah, the StreamYard runs much better from a computer than it does from a mobile device.
That is if you're on a mobile device. That is it works fine in the browser with just if you're on PC.
Oh, okay. I've never done that, so I don't know.
Yeah. Although I think that even on a mobile device, if you're just watching, so it's just the stuff you download and you're not talking, so it doesn't have to upload, I think it's still pretty smooth then.
Yeah, I won't be letting people in front stage to talk. It'll just all be backstage because I might not even be around to bring people in or out. So you can talk.
Right.
You can use the private chat to just kind of just talk amongst yourselves while the movie plays.
Okay, and Al Trucker says that they've got a new version of the mobile app that's much better.
Is that for Android? Because I'm on the iPhone.
Yeah, is that for Android or iPhone, or maybe they've updated both of them depending on how the update was done.
Yeah, and typically on the iPhone, if you need an update, it says so when you launch.
So, like I said, the first one I'll be starting with at midnight will be Ghostbusters.
Okay, the original Ghostbusters movie?
The original. Yep, the original.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen that in quite a long time.
And we'll see how things go. If
Although,
the people who watched the first one want to watch the second one, I can do that next instead of Hocus Pocus. But I do have Hocus Pocus on the lineup.
Well, I could watch Ghostbusters, but you know how I am about horror films.
Yep.
I
do have.
Yeah, most of them actually are comedies. I've got.
Yep.
Oddly enough.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm not for the heavy horror, and especially not the slasher movies.
I don't have any slashers on the list.
Yeah, I can appreciate some of the the classic horror movies that's more suspenseful.
Yeah, I've out of the horror movies, I've got Night of the Living Dead and possibly the remake, 1990s remake, and I guess well, Return of the Living Dead is really considered a dark comedy, but I think it's scary enough to be considered a horror, just straight up
Okay.
horror.
Yep. Okay, Jenny L says that it has been updated for the iPhone.
Okay. I will check
Okay.
into that. Thank you, Al.
And yes, Sumami, the link that Mage just posted is to his Discord server.
Yeah, that's my Discord. You just
Hey, you're going to have to do a sci-fi one too, and include the oh fuck, Sigourney Weaver movie. What is it? Was it
Aliens?
Brad? No, Brad or Fred or some single name.
Avatar.
No. It's a human's name. Paul.
Oh, Paul. That comment. I've never seen that one.
It's a very funny movie, and her
Okay,
part
no.
in it is grand.
Yeah, I've never seen it either. I didn't know what you were
Any
what
rate,
you were referring to.
in the Discord server, I do ask that you leave out your politics, and I also ask no racism, sexism, homophobia, yada. General, just be nice to each other.
Yeah.
I don't ask much on there, but I don't think I need to go into the racist, sexist thing for this crowd. But I do. I'm sure there are people who I need to post that for.
Yeah, well, we don't want to get into any serious discussions. We just want everybody to enjoy the movie.
Yeah, it's more. I designed this for kick back, have fun.
Okay, well, I'm going to zip out of here.
Okay, Jenny. We'll see you later tonight.
Love you guys at chat. Do come
Bye.
to the thing tonight. You'll really like it.
It's designed so that if there's a movie that you don't want to see, you can skip it. I'll announce each one ahead of time so you know what's playing, and just come in a little bit early before the time started mentioned, and they'll I post up the link so you can that way you know when each one's going to start, and I'm gonna try and go all day. If I can, I might end up falling asleep by accident and missing a few hours.
Hey, if you do, you're still recovering. You need the rest. So we'll just finish up with thanking our supporters: Kitty the Atheist, Robert X, Greg Hartwick, Southern Sal, Skitzcrasher. We appreciate you helping us keep things going.
And if anybody can, we could probably use a few more donors. So we maybe put the Patreon link into the chat there.
Yeah, I should have added it to this banner, but again,
that'd actually be a good idea. We'll have to do that later.
Yeah, I've got it in the description, and I keep forgetting to add it.
Yeah, I don't have access to the description right now. This is when I go over to the chat. The description isn't there until we end this show. So you can just put it in the chat there so you can see it.
Yeah, I wind up having to open it in another tab for me to get all the links that I have in the description. So I'm getting it. Just be patient with me, people. Be patient with me. I'm just incompetent.
Yeah, maybe we'll eventually discuss this actually having some kind of benefit for being members or something later on. Don't know what, but
yeah, I'd like to, but since all I've been doing is live streaming, it's like I can't exactly, give people access to it 2 days before we go live or anything like that. Okay, yep, here's the Patreon link. Okay, well, and hope to see a bunch of you tonight. Watch some Ghostbusters with us,
and a bunch of other movies as well. I'll be going all day tomorrow. So
Okay, so with that, we will bid you all a good day, and we will see you later tonight. Bye-bye.